So it's thejazzandbrand.com, and I'm here with Chante Moore. How you doing?
Doing good, thanks.
I'm excited. I'm kind of overly excited because I've interviewed you on the phone. We've had Twitter chats, so I'm really, it's great to talk face to face. Let's start right with reality TV with R&B Divas LA, if you don't mind. Is that okay? Okay. So this season seemed really intense, but entertaining and a little bit of drama. After you watched the entire season and watched the reunion, how do you feel about this season?
It was really difficult to watch this season. It was a time of mourning for me. My brother passed away right before we started filming, and my mother passed away on his birthday. So it was the first time I had gone through a birthday of his without him and her. So it was just a really difficult time. My daughter turned 18 and she was away at school. She just left for school. And
she's grown.
Yeah. She left for school. And so okay. She's growing up for sure.
Okay.
So that was pulling, and as you know, the Kenny and the suing and all that stuff, which I won. Thank you. But all that happening at the same time was just pretty intense for me. And then to have the girls like seemingly flip-flopping back and forth when I like you, I don't like you, I like you, I don't like you. I was like, you know what? I don't even have time to even explain to you why I am the way I am. How about that?
Gotcha.
So I didn't.
Gotcha. This season was tougher for you than last season, I'm assuming.
Last year, Kelly was, freaking out about some stuff, but it was conversations that happened.
Yeah.
It was to me. The only thing that was subliminal was her putting those shoes on the floor, but she never threatened me.
Right.
She never said, these Timberlands for you. She actually denied that they were for me, which, I didn't believe that either, which was fine, but I'd rather have somebody subliminally say something than actually go, I'm going to do this and I'm going to do that. That's what I had to deal with this year. And I didn't like that.
Do you feel like you were accurately portrayed? Or do you feel like...
What I feel is sometimes people will assume quietness for weakness or quietness for being mean. I think some of the girls wanted a mentor or a guide, and I wasn't there to mentor or guide. And friendship and trust is earned. And two of the young ladies I just met, and the other young ladies, I thought we had a trust bond before that. And it seems like things kind of flip-flop back and forth, and I didn't have time. I always said I don't play in the sandbox. I have 2 kids, and they're grown now, most. So I don't do that. So, it is what it is. People will take away what they take away. I know who I am, and you can edit all day long, but I still am who I am. It was a difficult time, and so you could see the difficulty going on within me. Although what was a trip to me is that they said, you make everything about you. Everything is all about you. Everything's so big and big. And I'm going, okay, then the other side you guys go is, you never say anything. You just don't bring us in. You don't let us in. I don't understand.
I love your reenactment.
Thank you. But yeah, I didn't get that. I'm like, either I'm overwhelming you with it or I'm not telling you anything. Which one is it? Because it can't be both of those.
Right.
Not at the same time. I found that when I tried to explain what was going on, we all got problems. I'm like, okay, either you want to hear what my problem is or you don't want to hear what my problem is. Because I'm not going to tell my heart breaking to somebody who's going to shun me off and say, well, everybody's got heartbreaking situations. Everybody's had divorce. But it's not about my divorce. I'm divorced, and it's been divorced, and I was happily divorced. It's the other stuff that goes on. It's the life stuff that started happening that seems like it was just too much for them to be empathetic to.
What scene was the hardest for you to watch throughout, looking back at the entire season?
I don't think there was one in particular. Doing the reunion, I think I was most guarded. I think that was when I was most like, who knows what's going to happen? So, brace yourself.
Okay.
That's what I felt like. During the taping, it just was what it was. By the time I got to Puerto Rico, really, I had won the case, and I started like feeling like, whew, like no matter what else happens, my kids are mine, and I don't have much to worry about other than that. Anything else that happens, I can handle. So by the time I got there, I was like, woo! And they were still freaking out about stuff. I was like, I don't care.
Right, you had a different space.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. What, as a viewer, to me, it seemed like by the end of the season, it was like you against kind of maybe everybody except Claudette. What was that? Why? What do you think that was about? Or is
I think they probably had some conversations, and if you're a group of girls and you have a conversation about, even in high school, it used to happen a lot when girls go, okay, did you know Chante? Did you know this? And did you know she so? No, I didn't know that, girl. No, she did. And they all have this conversation. You start whirling. All of it gets so big and huge. Then it becomes this thing. What's funny is that all they did was talk about me. Every time they got on camera, it was, she makes me sick, and da-da-da-da-da. And every one of their testimonials, when they talk about me, they'd say something mean. Funny, I didn't say anything mean about them, even though they were being mean to me sometimes, too. Well, I shouldn't say too. I wasn't being mean to them. I just wasn't being with them.
Okay, gotcha. What, I was surprised, but I'm an outsider looking in, watching the show. I was a little bit surprised at the relationship failing between you and Lil Mo. I don't know what the level of friendship that you all had, but I was surprised that there was this big conflict throughout this season. Have you all had a chance to have a conversation since the reunion?
No, we haven't.
Okay. What do you think? Now, she has spoken publicly about, I think she said she really didn't have an issue with you. However, she felt like you weren't genuine this season. Okay, I'm just repeating.
I didn't say anything. I just giggled. I'm like,
so, but what do you think the core of the issue that
with me and Mo?
Yes, with you and Mo.
Well, what's funny is that this season she said things like, "Oh, I'm really in love this time. I'm for real this time. I got a man this time. I'm not pretending this time." And then she looks at me and says, "I'm not being for real. I wasn't bubbly and jovial and playing around, but every time I tried to play around, it was the eye turns and the, after time, if you're a grown up, you really don't want to do that. You really don't want to battle trying to get a word in, trying to fit into I have friends, I really do, and they love me, and when I'm down, they pick me up, and they help me, and they encourage me, and when I'm up, we crack up together. I don't know. It's like friends are friends when you're up and when you're down. So I didn't understand it, and we haven't had hard times. She said that she lost Kelly's friendship because of me. But I wasn't the one who didn't speak to her at church. Kelly Price was the one who did not speak to Lil Mo when she went to church. That's when she and Kelly fell out for real. She was like, "So how come you didn't talk to me at church?" Kelly was like, "Oh," and she went off on her that day. She didn't even listen to her. She was really hurt by that. That wasn't me. That was Kelly saying, Chante's terrible, but Kelly, why are you treating me like this? So I thought that was a bit strange. So maybe that was part of it. She did say that I never tweeted or texted one of her singles that came out, the 2 singles that came out. If she told me, I would have texted and tweeted and Instagrammed it and whatever else. Why wouldn't I? I would.
Gotcha.
I would. So I'm not sure what the basis of it for her. I love Lil Mo. She's funny, she's quick-witted, and she can be feisty. I don't think she's going to attack me, but I do have 2 broken discs in my neck, and I wasn't going to have a Kenya Moore situation happen during the reunion. That's not going to happen to me. You think people are cool and people are fine, but when people get ganged up on each other, you know what I mean? It seems like groups make you feel like you're stronger, and you try to do a little bit more than you would by yourself.
And is that why you brought a bodyguard to the reunion?
Absolutely.
Okay, because you just in case something pops off.
I'm going to be physically protected.
Okay.
Nobody ever thinks that's going to happen. I'm sure Kenya didn't go, well, let me get a bodyguard because I'm about to piss her off to such a level that she's going to pull me by the hair and go some more. Let me tighten my weave up just to make sure.
Right.
Nah.
Okay.
I don't think she planned for that.
Okay, gotcha.